Hello, everybody. Alvin here. Welcome back, I guess. Today we're gonna draw a bit. It's Valentine's Day again, and I started it last year. Because the intention of this YouTube channel is basically to have, like, to bring a bit of company uh, to people like me. Um, Valentine's Day can be a really shit day. Certainly is for me. So I think, at least this year. Um, and so I just thought, we can hang out, draw something. I don't even know what yet. Um, but yeah, just do some very chill stuff. You can follow along. I'll post a reference or something. We can do a study together. Um, yeah, I hope you enjoy. Let's get to it, right? While I ramble your ears off. It's gonna be a lot. Alrighty. So to start off, we need to still look at the reference. Um, I really haven't prepared much. I'm planning on doing like two faces to warm up a bit and then do a light study. But I'm not sure. I think we're gonna do a rose today, but I don't know which one. That's just basically how I'll go about it. That would be really cool to study actually, but stay with roses. No. That one looks good. Let's do that one. Sure, why not? Oh, no. It's a struggle, everybody. I'm sorry. Alright, so I'll keep the reference on screen. So if you want, you can draw it with me. So we're gonna start off with a really, and I'm doing them really fast. So just to basically get a bit into the flow here. And yeah, I don't know, nothing spectacular planned. Not aiming for accuracy. I'm just, you know, actually having to focus a bit. I always find that those types of things are that way can be pretty fun, just because you need to be a bit more invested and in the moment, if that makes sense. Um, I'd like to put time pressure on myself sometimes. Well, usually when I do studies, just because it's much easier for me to zone out and actually try, just because I can't slack off. Um, like I can't wait too long and fiddle around with small things. I like to have, I don't know, depending on what I'm doing, up to like 15 minutes, or if it's like more than even a few hours. Well, not never a few hours for studies, but like an hour, up to an hour. And it's things like that that are kind of that I like about art. It's that it's like a very it's a productive distraction of whatever's going on. All right, let's get our face real quick. There we go. Mm, yeah, no, as I said, it's a productive distraction you can kind of go with when you don't want to think about other things. And I certainly know right now I'd love to fully distract myself and really not think about anything other than drawing. Um, but yeah, lately I'm having a bit of a harder time doing that because I've been desperately trying to bury myself in work. And not gonna lie, to some extent it works. um, I'm very happy that art is something that I actually have infinite things to bury myself in. Just because yeah, I like drawing so much and everything that goes with it. And there are infinite things you can explore. Um, but I don't know. It's yeah, it can still be quite detrimental to your personal life, I guess, when you just neglect those things and try and like what's the it's a emu, right? The little birds that duck their heads in the sand. At this point, I don't even know if that's just a comedy myth or something. So maybe somebody can clarify that for me. Um, but yeah, let's give her some hair. And then, okay. Mhm. Also, give me a heads up if you like decide to draw with me. I'll yeah, I'll put the reference a bit bigger on the screen for the next one. I got a cool next reference, so maybe you like it. And also, obviously, the rose one. I think that one's gonna be like a bit of a fun one. So I'm just gonna do them real quick. No, um, no, really. Don't be precious with it at all. It's just you know have a bit of fun with it. Why not? She's got a bit of a hair curl thingy going on. One of those like that. Obviously. Let's actually make it look a bit more like a drawing instead of just frantic scribbling. So yeah. Do tell me if you draw along, if it's something that you do or yeah, no, I'd be interested in that actually. How do you like does drawing help you for that? Or does your brain usually like shut off and you can't draw? Does that make sense? Because for me it's like a medium. Like at some point I those studies are nice because I have a very straight goal in what I want to do. But it's much harder to draw something that isn't, that like right there. And it's something that I need to maybe come up with or um, I'm having to do like poses or different, I don't know, like ideation for some concepts or whatever it might be. And those can be really hard to come up with just because um, well, just because I need to use my brain a bit more. And my brain's occupied kind of. You know, when I'm in that state, I don't know, I'm usually not too functional. All right. But yeah, like doing those sorts of things always gives me a bit of is that a face. Yeah, it's a face. Gives me a bit of I don't know. I don't even know what it gives me to be honest. It feels better to do them than not to do them, and then afterwards it's like something I don't feel as bad about. All right, let's not go too into deep. I think that's fine. I think that's plenty of face that we drew. Here's a shadow, but I don't like let's not go there, right? Here and basically here, but Alright, well, that's the first one, I guess. Make that a bit darker and a little lighter. Sure, why not? Okay, so that's the first one. And the next we have Eastern European Ted Mosby. Um, do I have, okay, like a similar. I'll just make it big so you can screenshot it if you want. Alright. Okay. Oops. I actually need to focus a bit to get that head in because that's a cool head. Oh, here are the eyebrows. Definitely want to get those. I do like to exaggerate my eyebrows, if you couldn't tell. I always like to go a bit overhand with them. Might not get too much of the likeness of this guy, but that's okay. Again, this is like for warming up a bit more and getting into the groove of drawing fast rather than precious. Just so, get more, a bit more into the swing of things. No, at this point, I think it would probably, like a better commentator would probably tell you something about their personal lives or something. But I think I wouldn't do well there. Um, just because lately I've like I don't even want to talk about it myself. I don't even want to talk about myself. Let's be real. Um, but yeah, that's just it's the nature of the beast, I guess. And I think I'm messing that one up pretty hard, but it's okay. Yeah, it's oop, no, sorry. Let's go there. There we go. Okay. Oh, wait, I didn't do the nose yet? How can I not do the nose? It's such a good nose. Um, see if I can do it justice. Not really, but kinda. It's very. You can see my drawing. I'm not really. I don't know. I've had better lines before. It's the cameras that make me so nervous. Alright. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, it kind of looks different, but I guess that's the. It's not even a complaint, really. I guess that's just what it is. Okay. All right. Well, let's add a bit of beard for him. That's that's just compensation though for myself because I fucking can't grow one. That isn't pathetic. It'll take me a few more years, everybody. I'll come back in like 3, have a fucking luscious, humongous beard. Okay, let's actually make him fucking tired. Let's just. Yeah, I like him tired way more. Okay, he got way more tired. Um, you know, I'm making small things up about the characters that I draw as I do them. Um, okay, I think that's about it actually for this guy. No, not a pretty one, but I mean yeah, you get what you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying. Hopefully, at least. Um, I don't know. You can put in some shading or something, or I don't know. No, let's not go there. Oh yeah, there it is. So let's come to the main event, right? That's what we've all been waiting for. Warm-ups out of the way. Let's do the rose. I'll actually give him at least a bit of a cast shadow because that looks weird. Oh. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. That's a well, that's too much shading, but at this point I already ruined it, so let's just keep going. Okay. Here's a close-up for the reference. You can follow along with me and pause whenever you want. You see that, like, normally that would be an issue that it's so it has such a low pixel count, but for like studies in that way, it really doesn't matter. It's just about the big picture here. The idea that we're trying to get is that we basically have a very identical read, like a very similar read when we zoom out into a point where they are, you know, the same size, I guess. Yeah. All right. Let's actually get to do something here. The light studies for me are always, and I don't know if you're here, you might have just seen the other video. It's kind of gotten a meme in my friend circle. Um, I'll use something more painterly. Yeah, it's not brush dependent again. So you can do this with any brush. These were done with like the hard round brush. That's it. A few minutes. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I get comfort from light studies. It just feels something that is productive to do while also being able to occupy my mind and kind of get get rid of the things that I don't want to think about right now. And I'm kind of having a hard time doing that while I'm talking about the things that I don't want to think about, but here we are, I guess. That's just, well, I hope in that morbid way that you kind of feel a similar, like similarly, that we, you know, and in this video you can find somebody who's, yeah, okay, that's not just me. I don't know. It's the artist experience, I suppose. Or just the human one. At this point, I'm not sure anymore. That's just so many experiences from people who are saying something and doing something else, and it's just trying to figure out where to go and whatever. So, as long as, as long as drawing's there, then oh, I'll do that. And other people will do their stuff. And yeah, I don't know where I'm going with this. It's trying to be like super accurate. Just mostly trying to, well, find where I'm going with the entire thing and just, does that work? Yeah, kinda. Okay, so a very wise person once said that a rose is basically just a cabbage. Uh, yeah, just a differently colored cabbage. Um, wild thing to say, but you know, it's actually pretty true from the structure. Um, so but we're not too concerned with the structure and all that stuff. Whoops. Just trying to. Get most of it in there. Now, if this doesn't look anything like it, then you're right. As I am. At the start of those, I'm always really lost. I'm just like, what am I doing, And just slowly, believe in the process and find form. But right now, it's just like, what the fuck is going on? And this isn't black, but it's just like to indicate some plane change for me. And here's something like a big shadow, and there's some stuff, something like that. And then, oh, well, actually, it's pretty close to where we want to go at. I like it. Very nice. All right. And we trust the process, right? So again, like usually I'd put a timer on here, just to light a bit of fire on the mirage. But for this one, I think it's better to just not go there. um, I don't know. I feel like I should tell a story that's just something for you to emphasize for me, but I just feel like I'd embarrass myself. Then again, that's probably the idea, right? Okay, I'll give you a small one. Um, haven't been in the best headspace of late. Shocker. um, I don't know. I relapsed. I never thought I'd be. Um, and in relapse, I don't mean. Okay, I should probably clarify there. Um, I don't mean in any medical condition or something. No worries. Um, but I've had like I wrote in a, don't want to say panic fueled. Um, I don't know. It was just weird. It was a weird day. And I wrote my ex. And I was like, oh my god, what am I doing? And I caught myself later on. It's like, I'm a fucking idiot. Um, wasn't today, but I don't know. That's just, what am I doing? Um, so yeah. Oh, that blue's good. Yeah, yeah, that blue is really good. Um, yeah, that's good. And I was, you know, I don't even know what I tried to do. I don't even know, honestly. Like, why would I do that? um, yeah, I don't know. Did you have any moments like that? I'd be very curious. It's that I don't even know. Just, you know, in that state and you don't think about it. And it's like, oh my god, what am I doing? As you like, you know, like I don't even know how to think about how I justify it because we didn't. Wasn't the greatest relationship. Let's just leave it there. Yeah, it's like it's already been a few years, you know, man. It's you know, it's just can meet up. I need to have like somebody, some little dude inside my basement that comes out and fucking slaps me in the head when I do some dumb shit. So yeah, for the sake of my sanity, I hope that many of you watching right now can emphasize with what I'm saying somewhat. It's like, yeah, okay, I get it. So, but for your sake, I hope you can't. All right, let's actually hurry it up a bit here. I feel like I'm not really doing much. Um, just block in some shadows. Very easy. If you want to know how to do this, so I basically have everything um, like hotkeyed, and you can change your hotkeys in. Wait, where can you change your hotkeys? Here, keyboard shortcuts. You go into tools. You can basically, change that entire thing, whatever you want. But the main thing that I'm doing right now is I have a gradient tool. I have it hotkeyed, and I have it on like the color that I'm picking is here, and it leads to transparency, which makes it. You can do it radial. You can do it linear. So you can basically make a selection, and then in that selection, do that. It's like a very quick way of fitting in some form, just because it's very nice with digital media to, you're as non-destructive as it gets in that type of way, and you can just do that and then do it again and see what works and what doesn't. All that stuff, yeah. Okay. So Let's actually get some shading going. We don't need to be like a slave to the reference. We can have a bit of fun with it. Some say that is quite important when it comes to drawing. Okay. I don't know. This is a hard ass flower, by the way. Jesus Christ, there are like a million fucking layers, and I don't even know where to start. As I should probably just speed it up. I don't know. I usually think it's hard to stay on track if you're a bit slower as I am right now. Oh, fuck it. It's like much more important to account for the big forms and all that stuff. So like if you can fake them, then that's fine. I'm just gonna try and see. There we go. It's like a very dark shadow I definitely want to keep. Oh, what the hell happened? Okay. Also, flipping your canvas, very important, by the way. If you're not doing it, then I highly recommend you keybind it somewhere and just have it at the ready. Uh-huh. Okay. I'm gonna go a bit avant-garde here and go pretty blue, which isn't the right color, quote unquote, but oh right, I never explained the rules, did I? We do have some rules. It's the basic idea that you can't color pick here. Everything else is fair game. So you kinda, the idea of the study is that you're just more observant. You're just trying to figure out what's where and like how do colors relate to each other and why do they look a certain way, and it's just like it's very nice that it helps you on where you wanna like on your other work or just drawings in general. So okay, what is that color, by the way? Is that red? More red? Jesus. No. 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 Nope. Close enough, whatever. It's a bit more red, but it's hard. Yeah. So, as you can hopefully tell, this is not my best work, but it should, like, it doesn't need to be. It's just about spending some time, like, kind of tricking your brain into relaxing a bit, giving yourself, like, cutting yourself some slack. Because, like, for me, I always, like, I switch between being a hyper productive person and being really lazy. There's probably some condition or something in there, but I don't know. Oh yeah, that's good. But yeah, no, I don't like it's for me a nice middle ground, if that makes sense. This is really purple, man. I picked the fucking hardest flower. Jesus. Yeah, so it's like very okay. I missed the. You see how much I'm missing? I'm missing the colors here. I'll just zoom out and fill them in. So it's much more like this. It's very neon. This is like a trap I'm still getting sucked into way too much, is that I'm way too zoomed in. Because for stuff like this, it's really important to not be zoomed in, you know, to just observe from the outside. Yeah, right. That's why I did this video. Yeah, it's because it's like important to observe from the outside. That was all calculated, guys. It's very important, even though it sucks ass right now. But it's okay. There we go. Okay, we're getting there. It's I'm debating on how I should. Okay, this is probably the wrong place to ask that stuff, but I'm debating on how I should title this video. And well, at this point, you're already smarter than I am. Well, because you presumably read the title, you already know. I don't know how, much, like how heavy I sent this to be. Because I still like I don't want this to come here for people and just feel bad, or the contrast to feel good. I kind of want it to be. Yeah, I want it to be your own thing. Like it's just some company, you know. It's a different perspective, and um, it's just a guy trying to like explain in some way, I guess, how he feels without like going into detail, because I don't know, I'm really bad at going into detail about that stuff, and it's just about me. I just hope it lends some perspective or some solace and comfort that it's not like you're fine. It's always easier to say it about other people. Um, it's much harder to say it about yourself. So for what it's worth, take this one as I'm sad to say I don't know who you are when you're watching this, but I hope I can give you a decent idea on who I am. Um, and the things that I say somewhat resonate with you, and that you're gonna be fine. That if you are struggling right now, then you're okay, and you'll be fine. And you struggle, you watch me struggle, you know, in more ways than one. For one, that I'm just completely, yeah, not perform. I got performance issues on that flower right now. I can tell you that much. Um, it's just that it's somebody that I don't know. I find that people, if a person at least tries to emphasize, it's already a big step up. Um, the colors are completely off on my end, but I guess that's fine. Should probably approach this thing with a bit more structure, but here we are. You guys want to hear a funny story? Well, you got no choice, but also, I don't know, like it's a very It's a short one. Um, but I've recently been like I live on a fucking isolated as fuck mountain. Um, and I've recently been because of a job, like a really cool job. I hope to make something about that, um, like as a video. Um, I've been invited to the nearby city, um, because they need my services, I guess, and I'm gonna work together with a team of researchers, and it's gonna be really cool. Um, so it's like in a student environment, and I'm not like I've never been a student, never even been close to one. It's never been like I've always worked. Um, so a lot of that is just passed me by, and I think it was 2 days ago, because and by the way, the university that I'm working for right now is, or well, not working for, but my contract is with, is the University of Theology. So amen to that. Um, and I've talked to a really cool professor. He was like, man, he was a very nice guy, um, very passionate about getting this project on because it's like basically a story of a war victim. It's really like, very important. It's something that I've worked on before, and yeah, it's gonna be really cool. But also obviously very draining to do because yeah, it's always quite intense. So um, I usually like approach it with a very high level of professionalism, if that makes sense, because I don't like I want to treat the topic that I'm dealing with the respect it deserves and all that stuff. And so I'm usually like, and also I'm like, in general a bit of more reserved person when I talk to other people sometimes. Like, I have my moments. Don't get me wrong, I have my moments, but in general, try to try to dial it back in to um, okay, to be a bit more like to fit the mood a bit more. I'm not trying to maybe make a dumbass of myself. I've done that plenty of times. So, um, there we go. And so like 2 days ago at 1 in the morning, this professor, and he lived in the religious order for I don't know how long. Like it's a very normal thing here. And yeah, at 1 in the morning, he hits me up with a text. It's like, hey, Alvin, uh, next year, uh, because that's the deadline for the project or something. Next year on I don't know somewhere in January, we're gonna have a party. We're gonna have a party for the release or like for the war victim party. I was like, what the fuck is going on? By the way, um, I don't know. I felt so like okay, yeah, no, that seems good. I guess that's a way to bring attention to that topic. I don't know. I don't like. I still don't know what the fuck happened. So that was really funny to me. Um, just at 1 in the morning, pre-planning for an entire year. It's like okay, well, at least I got one party invite that I can look forward to. You know. Okay, so I'm gonna use some artistic liberties to kind of freshen this thing up because I'm not feeling it right now. I'm kind of just doodling around some shapes right now, and it doesn't really make too much sense here. So I'm doing everything on one layer, by the way, if you haven't. Okay. Well, kinda resembles it a bit, but okay. I think we got back on track here. I think I'll just add some finishing touches here, add some basic color so that it's not, I think it's recognizable, at least to me. But yeah. I don't know how to approach something like that. I'm really not good at it, so just try one more time. Just a bit of an easier approach then, I guess. Kind of cheat. Okay, and as we wind down, I don't know, kind of want to bring it back a bit to say that it's gonna be fine. What I said like a fucking hour earlier or something still holds true. I said it's for a lot of people, if for anything like me, it's much harder to reflect the same things that you, the same credit you give other people on yourself, the same slack, I guess, you cut other people for yourself. And it's very important to figure out like where that line is for you and where you draw the line for other people. And I'm saying that like a fucking smartass, but the point that I want to make is that I've got no clue, because that's something that I struggle with a lot. That figuring out how you hold up to other people is an incredibly important thing. Um, and like it's not an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to say, but it's a very hard thing to do effectively. Just because everybody's different, and that actually really applies in that scenario. It's like really everybody has different experiences, things that influence on who you are and how you are, and just in general why you are the way you are. Um, and why you decide, on the small things in life. But it's just, I don't know, important to be conscious of them. And whenever you catch yourself being overly hard on yourself or going too easy on others, same thing. It's very important to don't even like saying counteract it or like go against it or whatever, but just be aware of it It's gonna suck. It's gonna be ass. I know it is for me right now. Um, and if you haven't noticed, like this video is just as much for you as it is for me. Um, even if the drawing's just for nobody, I think. But yeah, no, okay, let's not. Yeah, it's fine. Caught myself there. um, so yeah, I hope this gives you some peace of mind at least. Um, well, you know what? Let's just cheat here, but it's not cheating, but it's, linear dodge, disable those two options, pick a deep saturated blue. It's Photoshop magic happening right now, I'll tell you. Just gonna. There we go. Okay, just some small things that I noticed that I need to change because they bother me. But then I promise, then you've successfully finished the fucking obstacle course that was Alvin's little video. Yeah, I hope it helped a bit even, or just, it was fun to hang out again. Maybe you were productive and you have it on in the background or anything. I'd love to hear it. I'd love to hear about it, yeah. I'll try and be a bit, make a bit more for that type of stuff because again, this is what I want to do in that regard. I want to make stuff that other people can take peace in. That, if I can provide something where other people feel a bit more either heard or I guess seen, or it's just something where people can, where you guys, that way you have some company. Or when things are pretty shitty, because that's just how things are sometimes. They are pretty shitty. Or make them better if they're already good. That's fine too. So we're not. Both is fine. But I'll cheat one more time, okay? I'll cheat one more time. I'm sorry. I'll show you how overly saturated. And then what we're gonna do, because I don't like the shadows right now, we're gonna kill all the lights. We're gonna do the same thing as we did before, basically. You see how it goes away from the shadows? Do you see the difference there? But we obviously don't want that everywhere, so we just... Yeah, as I said, it's pretty sloppy over here. Okay, I think with that I will leave you. Alright. I hope this was in some way helpful for you. Yeah, I hope I could at least give you some company and make it play a bit more bearable. Certainly helped me. No, I don't know. I'll have to do some chores. Kind of finish out the day. Well, anyways, thanks so much for watching. I guess I'll see you. I guess I'll see you in the next one, right? Take care, everybody.